Hello everyone. I want to welcome all of my beautiful fellow seekers out there. Today's session is going to be a little different, a little deconstructed, and a bit more personal, which I hope you don't mind. I really just sort of felt like chatting with you today. I wanted to share some things, not for sympathy, but as a way to connect in case anyone else is feeling down or not quite themselves lately. The last couple weeks were challenging, and this happens sometimes. I hit a bit of a rough patch, and bad news seemed to be coming from every direction. I don't know, does that ever happen to you, where you feel like things are going well, and then bam, just out of nowhere, it seems like you are being tested from every angle. I could feel the frustration and negativity welling up inside, and it was not a very good feeling. I was journaling and praying, meditating on the situation, looking for some direction, peace of mind, reassurance, I guess. And then one evening, in the middle of it all, I spotted something that caught my attention. My family was visiting, and my mother had set the dinner table that evening. I'm a bit of a creature of habit, and I always sit in the same seat at the table, but that night she arranged things a little differently, and I decided just to go with the flow. So, in the 7 months that I've lived here, this was the first time that I sat facing the window. And a few minutes later, lo and behold, from this new vantage point, I spotted a bobcat walking along the stone wall in my backyard, and I couldn't believe it. I would never have seen it had I not been sitting in this new position, and it's such a magnificent creature. It blends right into its environment, so it really is tough to spot. It walked the entirety of the stone wall and then sat down and stayed for quite a while until eventually disappearing into some nearby trees. Now, I have never seen a bobcat in the wild, and they're actually quite rare in this area. As it turns out, the bobcat symbolizes the need to balance awareness, strategy, and intellect with playfulness and merriment. Likewise, it reminds us that it's important not to isolate oneself too much. It's also spiritually significant because although it's important to have goals, we must also be patient. I think this is the perfect time for a sip of tea. So I spent some time reflecting on the lessons to be learned from the last couple of weeks. And I think these recent challenges offered a great reminder that life really is about balance. Balancing work and your goals while also finding the joy in living in the moment and enjoying those around you. At the same time, it's essential to maintain your inner peace and prioritize your health. Health means many things. It's not just the health of your body, but also your mind and your spiritual health. Giving too much of yourself can be a losing battle. Listen to your gut or your heart or your inner voice, however you'd refer to it, and don't feel guilty about putting yourself first. This is not to say to be self-centered or selfish in a negative sense, but truly keep yourself happy and healthy so you can live your purpose and bring your unique and loving energy, your light, your beauty, your unique spirit to the world. That is your gift and a divine creation. Just before today's session, these lyrics popped into my head out of the blue, and I thought I might as well pass them along. If you want to view paradise, simply look around and view it. Anything you want to, do it. Want to change the world? There's nothing to it. As you know, we've talked about how to tune into your spirit guides and your own inner divine guidance. We've been practicing various techniques as everyone is different and receives messages and assistance in different ways. Personally, I found that for me, divine guidance comes from listening to that inner voice or divine guidance. And in the past, I would have probably ignored the bobcat sighting, the song lyrics that just popped into my head. But I'm now starting to understand that these synchronicities, seemingly unrelated events, signs or symbols, these happenings are never mere coincidences. Divine guidance or assistance can also come in the form of obstacles, and I've noticed that seems to happen quite often. So, for example, I tried to discuss another topic for today, and I tried time and time again, but something always managed to get in the way or prevent that from happening. So I decided I'm no longer resisting, and instead I'm going to let whatever wants to come, come. Just like we talked about in surrendering to the divine. And here I think the universal message is that a few things: balance, patience, and self-care are very important. And we all have a inner source, an inner power. guidance that we can tap into for assistance, to find meaning, to help reassure us that we're on the right track, to learn lessons that we are meant to learn. So if you're going through a challenging time, or you're just trying to maintain a healthy life practice, here are some simple reminders to help you maintain or heal your health, body, mind, and spirit. I can't stress enough how helpful this has been for me to sleep. Whatever a full night's rest looks like for you, and it's different for everyone. Usually about 7 to 9 hours a night. It's important to eat well, and it's not about weight loss, just about feeding your body, feeding the mind, so you can have a clear, focused outlook and feel your best. Light exercise, such as walking, stretching, a warm shower or bath, quiet time with yourself to reflect and recharge, reading or writing, meditation, sketching, easy light stretching, creative pursuits. It's always a great outlet and a connection with the divine creator. Sometimes simply saying no when you need time for yourself, or when you're feeling overwhelmed, like you need to really rest. Investing your time wisely and your energy as well, protecting that time and energy, cleansing and purifying your energy, keeping it positive and full of faith that you're on the right track and everything always happens for a reason. You have many blessings, and when life is tough, there's always a lesson to be learned. So before bed tonight, give thanks and smile. There's much to be thankful for, although some days certainly seem more difficult than others, and maybe sometimes your blessings are not as obvious. But we are all here for a reason. We are all living on purpose, and if we are not quite ready to maybe live that purpose or create, we are learning our lessons, and must remember that it's okay to be angry or upset, feel resentful, frustrated, irritated, or afraid. In fact, it's part of the human experience, and without that, you could not know peace, joy, harmony, love, bliss, happiness, harmony. So we must acknowledge the bad feelings and then let them disappear and make way for the good and even the great, because tomorrow is a new day and the sun always rises. Negative feelings or emotions, challenges, bad situations are only temporary. Your positive energy is overwhelmingly strong, and the good will always win out. So, I think March is going to be a very transformative month for us all. Remember to practice self-care and hang on tight. Keep your energetic balance strong as you're tested. I'm pulling for you, and I'm sending all the love and strength from my heart to yours this month. Thanks again so much, as always, for sharing this time and experience with me. I so look forward to connecting with you again soon. And until then, keep seeking.